Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, 5th episode of our Women in Football series. As you all know, it is in partnership with the brilliant campaign that is Her Game Too. We do have a very, very special guest this evening or day, whichever time you're watching it, because I have just remembered it is a pre-recorded one. So I don't know what time you're watching it, but we do have a very special guest. But first and foremost, Dreety, thank you so much for joining me on here today. How are you and how's your week going so far?
It's good, thank you, Shah. Yeah, it's a good week. Can't complain. Yeah, I'm buzzing, honestly.
Oh, good to hear. And we do have a very special guest. We've got the brilliant Nicol Nicholls, and Nicole does a lot when it comes to football. I will give you a little bit of things that she does do, but a brilliant ambassador for women in football. So we're excited for this one. So she is Game 2 ambassador for Norwich City Women, co-vice chair of the Canaries Trust, UEFA C qualified football coach, matchday volunteer as well for Norwich City Women, member of the Football Supporters Association Women's Network, and also co-founder of Norwich City Women Supporters Club. A lot of stuff, Nicole, but honestly, I'm so impressed. And sorry I had to read it from the list. I just didn't want to forget anything. But how are you and how's your week going?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy one. I actually moved my eldest into university halls last Friday, so it's been a little bit weird not having him home. But yeah, it's been good. Hopefully the weather will improve a little bit and it'll get a bit better towards the end of the week.
I do want to say about the weather as well, because I can see I've got my internet plugged in right now, but I can see it fluctuating. So I do apologise if anybody does lose me for a few seconds. I will be back. But honestly, I thought my internet would be used to it by now, being a northerner, being where it's always raining, always cold, but no. So I do apologise. I will be back. But thank you so much for obviously coming on and joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. We were so excited when you agreed to coming on. But we will take it back to the beginning. Could you tell us a little bit where your passion for football did start from?
So I'm actually a northerner originally. So born in Manchester, raised in Lancaster.
Yes.
And growing up, my stepfather loved football. He was a Manchester United fan. So through the 90s, I actually followed Manchester United because he did. I remember watching the 99 season and just loving football. And I played football in primary school, went to high school, and nothing. There was no football. There was no, you're a girl, you can play netball, you can play rounders, bit of badminton. I even went to college and no football for girls. So I kind of fell out of love with it for a very long time. But yeah, my earliest memories are watching football with my stepdad with my little shirt on, being 5, 6, 7 years old. And it wasn't until the last couple of years that I fell back in love with football and really kind of it's taken over now.
I love that. Love that. As you did mention, no, obviously being a girl involved and wanting to play football, the generation that obviously we grew up in, it was always, oh, you can't play football, you have to play netball or dancing and things like that, which is obviously so frustrating. Growing up, did you feel there were enough opportunities for girls to play football? I think I know the answer to this. And how has it changed, obviously, since then?
No, there was nothing. Like locally for me, there was no opportunities for me to play apart from in primary school on the field. And I remember being in the B team with the boys at primary school. I wasn't good enough for the A team, but it's fine. Whereas now I've got 2 daughters, one's 13 and one's 6, and they both play football and they both love football. And it's not just that they love football, they can access it. It's readily available to them, which again is only quite a more recent thing. It's obviously a lot bigger now, but that's what I love. Like they're having the opportunities that I never had. I mean, I've got 2 boys as well, and they hate football. They won't watch it. They won't play it. They are not interested in the slightest. But my girls are, and they love it.
Love that.
And that's so different to how I was growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing now. There's still a lot of work to do, I think, but from where I was as a child to where I am as a parent of girls. It's a complete flip.
I love that, and I'm loving the flag as well in the background. Yeah. I've got the top, and I'm also wearing my top as well. Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows who's watching this, but we are all part of her game too. So you've got to show it with pride, haven't you? You've got to. Just carrying on from that, Nicole, was there a particular moment or experience that made you realise that you not only want to get involved with football as a fan, but also actively shape the game for women? Because obviously, as we mentioned at the start, various roles you're involved in, and you are the perfect advocate for women in football. Like, genuinely, this is what we love about this series, getting to know women involved in football. But yeah, you've got a lot, haven't you?
It started off really small. It was only 3 years ago. It wasn't that long.
Wow.
So 3 years ago, I took my now 13-year-old daughter, she was 10 at the time, to a local Wildcats session. Literally across the road from my house. I saw it, free girls football, and I was like, brilliant. She wants to play, I'll take her there. Spent a couple of weeks, and one of the head coaches came to me like, do you want to help? Like, we need people to help. So the FA put me through my first coaching qualification, and I got my level 1 that same summer. And then it all just snowballed. I don't actually know how it all happened. But a few months later, I ranted on Twitter about the fact that Norwich City weren't putting enough out about their women's team. And I was sat in Carrow Road at a men's game. The women were playing the next day and there was nothing. And someone contacted me from the Canaries Trust and was like, we need you. We need someone who's going to shout. We need someone who's going to make them listen.
Love that.
And I got onto the board. And then it just went from there, her game too. And then, yeah, the advocacy work I've been doing and getting my next coaching badge. We only qualified like a week ago. My UEFA C finished. So it took one tiny little moment of one person going, would you want to help? And then everything kind of snowballed. And now I pretty much spend my entire life doing football.
That is absolutely mental though, because when you think about it and all that, and you say 3 years, that is amazing, isn't it? Like, hats off to you, like the work you put in. But honestly, as I was reading through the list, I was like, wow, she does a lot. And for now, you to come on and say it's happened in 3 years, that's incredible. Yeah. Honestly, incredible work you're doing.
Yeah, it's a lot. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And that's what I get a lot. I get a lot like, why do you do it? Why do you give so much? Because I believe in it.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at saying no. And also, I've always been a big believer, if someone's going to give you a platform and let you use your voice for good, you don't say no, you do it.
Yeah.
100%.
It'll inspire the next person to use their voice. It'll show the little girl who's scared to say, I want to play football, that it's okay to speak up and take up space. I think it's very important as women in sports, not just football, that we go, I am entitled. I am good enough. And I will take up that space, and I will make sure that the next generation know that's okay.
Love that.
Yeah, love that.
I need that as my alarm clock every morning, Nicole. I'm going to come to you now. After the show, I'm going to be like, WhatsApp me that, because I need that as my alarm clock. That'll make me want to wake up every morning.
Inspirational stuff that is. That was very good. That was very good. Who were your biggest role models in football, both on and off the pitch?
This was the hardest question. When you sent me the questions over, this was the one that I went, I'm not sure I had role models being from when I was younger, because there wasn't any. Inspiration now, it's countless. Every single ambassador, advocate, director at Her Game Too is an inspiration for what they do. I sit in our group chat and look back at what people are doing, and I'm just amazed of the work that goes into the campaign. The Canaries Trust, the belief they've had in me, and the platform they've given me to make a change. Every single person on the board has given me something and has inspired me to go on and be better. When they voted me in our AGM like 2 weeks ago to become co-vice chair, not just because of the work I'm doing, because they want the women's game and a woman to take that forward and to be in the same position as a man, that is inspiring. That's inspiring other trusts to get on board. So there isn't one person. I think it takes a village to make a difference, and every single one of us that are stepping up and saying women belong in sport are an inspiration, and our allies, and every single person that does that is inspirational.
100%. Our group chat is like phenomenal. We've said it before, Shara, aren't we? Like our group chat is honestly unbelievable. Like the things everyone is doing is so incredible.
It's across all sport as well, isn't it? Like we said, it's not even just football anymore. It's across all sport and it's worldwide. Like you think obviously Wales, France, USA as well. And it's just incredible, but it's a safe place as well where you've got your work going on, but you've also got the social side of it where if obviously you're going through something, everyone rallies around you. All the community is so helpful. There's always someone who, if other people aren't around, there's always someone to kind of pick you up when you're down. And that's one thing as well why I love being part of the campaign, because everyone's just so supportive, no matter who you support. It could be your biggest rivals on the football pitch, but the ambassador or advocate for that team, they're absolutely incredible.
Yeah, 100%. So you wear a lot of hats, as we've mentioned, in football and in coaching and volunteering, and obviously your ambassador work. How do you balance everything? Because that was actually a question I had personally as well. How do you balance everything? Because it's honestly incredible.
I don't sleep ever. No, I do. I think it's difficult to quantify. So some of my work can take me a lot of time. Some of it can just be 10 minutes in a week, just doing one thing. It is difficult. I have children. I have 4 children. I am actually a full-time carer for my son who's autistic. So I don't have a full-time job. I look after him. So I'm quite privileged in a way that I do have some extra time to be able to do these things. I don't do it all by myself. I have help. Like when I coach, my husband gets dragged into everything. Like everything. He drives me to places. He's my assistant coach for my grassroots team.
Love that.
He's the co-founder of the Women's Supporters Club with me. Like he's my biggest cheerleader, but he's also my biggest support. So I have help. On the board, we have help. Her game too. If I have a question, I've got loads of people that I can ask help. I just try and make sure that I'm always available. Kind of limited my contact time now, so it was getting a little bit overwhelming. So I won't reply to emails straight away. I will, if it needs to be urgent, it will get replied to. If not, then I have like a set time that I go on and I go, right, now I'm doing emails, now I'm doing this. It's not always easy. Summer holidays were really difficult because obviously I was mum first and everything else second, which is absolutely how it should be. But it works most of the time. And yeah, I do get told to kind of sleep sometimes and rest and not stop saying yes to everybody, but that's not going to happen. So
obviously we did mention one of your roles. You are a Her Game 2 ambassador for Norwich City Women. What does that role obviously mean to you, and what kind of impact are you hoping to make? I mean, you've obviously made a very incredible impact already, but what kind of impact for people are you trying to make with that role?
I just want women and girls who go to Norwich City Women. I mean, we're very lucky at Norwich City Women. Like, it's an incredible atmosphere. It's incredibly female-led, right from the general manager through the team, through the support staff, there is women everywhere. So we are very lucky in that aspect. But I just want them to know that there is someone they can come to if they're ever unsure. Yeah, I'm there. Like, pop me a message. I mean, I work alongside Jess, who is Norwich City Men's ambassador. So we do a lot of overlap between the two of us, which is brilliant. Jess is incredible. So yeah, I just want people to feel secure that even if something goes wrong, there's someone there. There's someone there that will listen and understand and will not just let it go, because some people are too scared to raise their voice and to call something out. And if they don't want to do it, I'm quite happy to do it, because I have no problem calling things out. I am right there, like on the emails. Yeah, I just want to make a difference. That's all I've ever wanted, and I think that's all we can ever hope to do. Even if we just impact one person, that's made a difference. I mean, I started like the grassroots in Norfolk. I went along to our local Women and Girls League, their AGM, and I spoke to grassroots clubs. I think we got 8 new partnerships in Norfolk grassroots, because I think as important it is as a campaign, we have those big names, those big clubs, those big landmark achievements. It's little grassroots clubs where a girl might be on the pitch and getting comments from a parent on the side.
Yeah.
It's the little boy playing against a girl in the team saying something. That's where education needs to start with our youth. So I think that's the difference I want to make, getting to youth level and grassroots level so it doesn't escalate up through, because you can't fix this without fixing what's down here.
100%. I always believe, I'm a strong believer in that as well, and that's one thing that I want to obviously I know I mentioned it before, but I have 2 little boys as well, and that's one thing I really want to get through to them. And my oldest Bobby, I've said it time and time again on this series, he absolutely loves the Lionesses, and he doesn't take it as in like the men's team, the women's team. He's like, for all England, and it's how it should be kind of thing. And he absolutely loves Ella Toon for starters. Like, he's asked me for an Ella Toon shirt. Like, he loves her. Honestly, he loves her. But I'm in complete agreement where I feel like if you can get it through to kids and they know that that's a normal, like the girls can play football with them, you can be friends with the girls and you can play football together. And I'm a strong believer in that as well, completely. If you obviously, when they're young, you can imprint it and embed it in them, and then as they grow older, it's not going to be any different. It's just a normal. And that's one thing that I love about Her Game Too and what we're trying to do, because it's like at the dedicated fixtures and social media, you see like the young boys and they're getting involved, they're holding the flags up, and it's just incredible, isn't it? So I'm in complete agreement with that, completely.
Can you also share some of your favourite moments as being a Her Game 2 ambassador for Norwich City women?
I think there's quite a few. We did dedicated fixtures not last season before, and we did the men's on the Saturday and the women's on the Sunday. And we had our little selfie board, and we had the kids, and we had glasses, and it was just so much fun. And me and Jess were actually made community heroes at Carrow Road for the men's game.
That's cool.
So we got to walk out onto the pitch and deliver the match ball in our Her Game 2 shirts. And for me, I don't do any of the work I do for anything other than the fact I love it. I want to make a difference. But sometimes getting that little moment where you get that exposure, it doesn't just, support the work I do, it supports the work we're all doing.
Yeah.
There's so much more that needs to be achieved. There's so much more I want to do with Her Game 2 and with Norwich, but obviously there's limitations, and you have to go through so many hoops and jumps and loops just to get anything through. But I think just having a presence and I know Jess now sits on the supporters panel for Her Game 2 at Norwich, which is incredible because it gives that voice. It's important. I sit on supporters panel 2 now, but for the supporters club for the women, which Norwich City Women's Supporters Club is the first official supporters club for the women's side of the club. There isn't another one. We are it. It's the only one. So, making those small changes, they might not seem like much to some people, but we know how important those little small changes are and how some clubs don't even do that. So, a lot of work to do, but we're getting there.
As we did mention as well, obviously, you are co-vice chair of the Canaries Trust. What does the trust do, and why is it so important for supporters to have a voice?
So the Canaries Trust is the official supporters trust for Norwich City. So they are shareholding, I think, 3rd largest shareholder. Obviously, things have changed recently because we were sold to Atanasio. What the trust does is huge. It encompasses so much. So we have the women's side, we have the fundraising side, we have the CSR, we have marketing and communications, we have so much. So the biggest thing we're doing at the moment is supporting the Norwich City Community Sports Foundation with their Healthy Fans initiative. So at every men's and some women's home games, they have what they call the Fans Hub, and they will have representatives from the Community Sports Foundation. They'll also have various charities, whether that be women's health, men's health, mental health, available at match days for fans to come and speak to. And so any money that we're raising from our membership and our fundraising at the moment is going into fund that Healthy Fans initiative. So obviously the main reason to have a supporters trust is to hold the club accountable, to be in those meetings, to be the voice of the fans, to be the ones that are challenging the club when things aren't right for the fans. And they've been doing that for years. We have quarterly meetings with the board at the club, which is why they then wanted to promote me to co-vice chair. So the women's fans now have a voice at the same level that the men's fans have. We might not have the supporter base that the men's team have. We're tier 4, their championship. They have 27,000 seat stadium. We get 400 at a match at the Nest. But it's showing the women's fans that they are just as valued by the trust as the men's, and giving that voice in the boardroom to go, women's fans have come to me and said this, this and this, and I will take it to the club and I will fight for them. And we might not get everything, but if we can get one thing, it's an impact and it will grow.
Yeah. Love that. I love that. This is so cool. So obviously, as another role we mentioned earlier was obviously your coaching. So it's obviously such a rewarding thing to be a coach. So what's the best part of working with like the next generation of younger players coming through?
I always say that my advocacy work is my passion and my strength. Coaching is my heart. I love it. I wouldn't do anything else for my Saturday mornings, even though some Saturday mornings I do not want to get up at really early and go and coach a football game before then going to Carrow Road for a game in the afternoon. So I started off at Wildcats coaching for a little while, and then left there, and I started coaching under 5s, so tiny little 4-year-olds in a mixed setting. And at the end of under 5s, I said, I really want a girls' team. I really want to coach girls. So we split the team. I took my 2 or 3 was all I had at the time. And I said, it's fine. We're going to work on it. We now have 10 and a waiting list at under 7s. So they're 6 years old. They're in year 2 at school. My daughter's in the team, which is amazing because I get to see her develop. And I just love it to watch a little girl light up because she's playing football, to watch a little girl run up to me and go, I can't wait to play. Are we doing a match? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? And just for it to be normal.
Yeah.
For their parents to come up to me at school and going, they're counting down to Saturday again.
I love that.
That for me is everything. The fact that little girls want to get up on a Saturday morning. It's not just about football, any sport. For girls to go out and be fit and be healthy and be strong is incredible. And if I get to be part of that, and if I get to help those little girls fall in love with the game that I love, it's just a bonus.
That's incredible, especially obviously seeing friendships between them. I bet it's so rewarding as well, and how much we all enjoy playing together as well. I bet you go home with such a smile on your face, don't you?
Yeah, we actually we didn't enter the league this year. We could have done as under 7s, but it would have been a mixed league, mainly boys teams. Yeah. We don't have a local girls league till under 8s. And I said to the girls, and I said, what do you want to do? And they were like, no, I don't want to play against the boys. I want to play with girls. So we deferred for a year. So we're just training, playing some friendlies. I've got 10 girls from 3 different schools in the local area. So they don't all go to school together, but you would never know it because on a Saturday morning, they're friends. One of the little girls had a birthday party recently and invited every girl on the team.
Oh, stop.
And it was just like that for me, the fact that they all get along. And there's a little girl who is so quiet. And when she first came along, she was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And she would cry and she'd get upset. And now she is probably one of my best players. She gets stuck in every week. I did kind of make a point of not wanting my girls to be not soft, but, pushed over. I wanted them to be strong. Yeah. And now they've gone the other way and I have to rein them back because elbows are flying. I'm like, oh, okay, girls, be strong. But rein it back a little bit because you will get in trouble for kicking someone in the leg. So it makes me happy because they're not scared. They're not afraid to play football.
Yeah.
If you want to say, like a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They need to play in a certain way. They just go out and they play and they have fun. And at the end of the day, they're all high-fiving when they score a goal. They're all cheering each other on. Even if I had to tell one of them that just because they're playing against their friends, they shouldn't score for them, for the wrong team. She hadn't scored yet. And I was like, that's fine. But when we play against other teams, maybe don't do that. It's really sweet. Yeah, like literally a story from every single training session that just makes my heart happy. We just got our first official football kit for our club. And watching their faces light up when they were all stood there in their first little kit and they turned up to train and they were so excited and they did their little team photo to send to the sponsor. And yeah, I nearly cried. I was a big baby. It just made me so proud.
Honestly, that's incredible. I think I've just been smiling all the way through that answer because it's just so wholesome, honestly. And I know I shouldn't, but I'm loving the fact that they are becoming strong, independent women already with the elbows flying. I'm loving it. A little bit fast. We need that. As we mentioned as well, you are a volunteer on match days, and I know match days can't happen with people like you. So what does a typical match day look like as a volunteer? Does it often change from game to game, or is there a typical match day routine that you do have as a volunteer?
Yeah, it can change. A lot of time it is the same. So this is my 4th season now as a match day volunteer up at the Nest, and it is definitely changed in the 4 years since I first started. It's a lot more technical now and there's a lot more to do, which is incredible because it shows the growth of the game. It shows where we're going as a club and it shows like the impact that fans are having, because you would not have tier 4 and tier 3 women's football without the fans, because the money is not there at tier 3 and tier 4. So for me personally, I get to the Nest where we play our home games. And we set up the turnstiles. We've now got turnstiles. Didn't have turnstiles last year. It was just a death. So we've got turnstiles now. It can be anything from greeting fans, helping with ticket inquiries. I got to do the PA last season. That was quite fun. The teams onto the pitch and things like that. Yeah, it's basically just being there to help the fans and making sure they're happy. And we have, some disabled fans, and are they in the right area? Can they see? Do they need help with anything? Do you need any assistance? We've got an incredible team up at the Nest. There's like 7 volunteers, there's stewards. We all get along so well. We go for like Christmas meals together and like end of season meals, and the club have really, really stepped up in the last couple of seasons with the money they've put in, with the infrastructure that's there for the female players. And also for us as volunteers, branded kit, making sure we look like part of the club, making sure we're supported, mental health, training at the beginning of the season. Like the difference in the 4 years is absolutely crazy. And it only shows where it's going to go from here. Obviously, if we were to get promoted this season, then it's tier 3. There's different restrictions and different things that are expected within tier 3. So it will change again. But I think you can look at the fact that any volunteer that started when I started is still there. None of us have left.
Yeah.
There's not a turnover. We get new people in to build the squad, but everyone's still there because we all love it, and we absolutely love the whole match day experience up at the Nest. And I can pretty much name every person that comes through the door now because they become your family.
Yeah. I love that. I love this. This is such a good episode. I'm loving it. So obviously you spoke about a lot of positives, but what is the biggest challenge that you face working across different parts of the game, and how have you overcome it?
People underestimating me. I think we get that as females in sport. It's just something in not everyone, some people's brains goes, well, you don't know what you're talking about, without even letting me open my mouth, without even letting me have an opinion. And that bias, that inbuilt bias in some people, where I'm all for banter. I will give banter with the best of them. I have my little jokes with people, but I will not be spoken down to. The one thing that's changed in me is I have a thicker skin now. I know what is worth my time, especially on social media. If I know for a fact that I have a valid, factual, backed up point, I will respond to someone. If they're just being offensive, block and move. I don't have time for you. I have enough going on. I don't need to deal with children in my comments. Yeah, it's the little comments. I've used this story before. So I was in a pub, a Her Game 2 pub, for the Women's World Cup, and I had a local radio station ask me if I'd do an interview. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. There was 2 men sat at the table next to me and my daughter, and my husband and my daughter's friend. And he came over, he interviewed me. I did my interview, and I turned back to my family, and the guys at the table next to me went, "Oh, you actually know what you're talking about, don't you?" And it was like, it goes from being a compliment to offensive with the word actually.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I know what I'm talking about? What, because I'm female? It's those little things that are inbuilt into people's brains where they don't think before they speak. So the biggest hurdle I've had to overcome is people taking me seriously. People giving me time. Because you have to be like, oh, I want to sort this. And I'm like, oh, yeah. You have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get what others would get automatically. As women, I feel we have to push for them. Doesn't mean I won't do it, but it's exhausting sometimes because you're like, this would be so much quicker if you just accepted that I know what I'm talking about and let's just move forward.
Yeah.
But if it's taught me anything, it's taught me that everyone's got an opinion. Doesn't mean I have to listen to it.
It's actually crazy because as we progress through this series and we all have our own experiences, we've had several guests on. So we've actually had a women's footballer, we've had physio, we had Gabby as well, who's to do with social media content. Obviously I had Chloe on here from Her Game 2 as well. And it's a reoccurring thing, no matter which role you are involved in sport. The females, if you're a female, you always get questioned. It's like Beth's episode. If anybody hasn't seen Beth's episode, by the way, please do. She was a physio in non-league football, and everyone always asked for a second opinion with Beth because she was a female, honestly. And it's just, as we go on, and it's just a reoccurring theme now, and it's something that we've all obviously dealt with in our various roles in football, but it's just crazy, isn't it? And like you said, Nicole, it's the actually, oh, you know stuff actually, don't you? Or, oh, you're actually quite good at your football, and oh, your knowledge is quite good. And it's like, why wouldn't it be? Just because I have different body parts to you guys doesn't mean I don't know my stuff. I still have a brain. I still have eyes. I still can take the game in. And it's just, honestly, it's just the ignorance of it sometimes, isn't it? What's so frustrating. But then you get to a point, like you say, you just build thick skin along the way. And I was the same. At one point, I was like, oh, that person's attacked me on social media. I need to call it out. But then I think, do you know what? There's a fine line between having a conversation if someone actually wants a valid conversation about football, or if someone's just trying to do it just to have that comment and the 2 minutes of fame by digging you out or having an insult. And I'm exactly the same now. I don't know about you, Dreety, as well, but you just think, do you know what, block and move on at this point.
I was a person with like 27 followers. Well, it's like, you're wrong. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Next.
If that's made your day that little bit better by saying that, fair enough, but block and gone. Like, bye, Felicia. From your perspective, Bo, what progress have you seen in women's football in recent years, both at Norwich, obviously nationally and internationally as well? Lionesses obviously being a very, very big part in recent years, hasn't
it? I look at the growth in grassroots because that's going to tell us where it's going in the future.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Lionesses, the success that they've had has been a catalyst for most of this change. Seeing WSL teams pack out the main stadium, that was unheard of a few years ago. Never would have happened. People would have laughed at you. For me, it's looking at my little local grassroots club that I coach for, Cossey Sports. I love you all. You're all great. So before not the last Euros, the Euros before, they had 2 female teams. That was it in the whole club. And I think we're at 10 now. Like, the growth. And we've got waiting lists for our teams. It's having coaches to be able to step up and actually take extra teams. We're looking for volunteers to come in and go, yeah, we can give more girls access. It's, for me, if it's growing down here, that will show you how it's going to grow up here in years to come.
Yeah.
Development centres for girls, school provisions for girls' football. This isn't on my list of things that I'm doing, but I've actually just started an after-school club at my daughter's school for girls' football, because last year my daughter did mixed football after school and she hated it because the boys never passed to her. So I went to the school and was like, it's not good enough. I'll come and run a girls' one. So we started last week, and now we've got an after-school club just for girls' football.
Love that.
Because, there's an education side of it. Yes, the boys need to be educated.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, those girls shouldn't have to wait to access football.
Yeah.
What's the solution? Give them a girls' football club.
Yeah.
Make it accessible. Schooling, local clubs, all these things need to, grow for the wider, higher game to grow at the same time. And money. We need money. We need money in women's football. Like, I understand the broadcast deals aren't what they are with the men's, which is completely understandable. And I am never one to say that, the WSL players should be paid the same as a Premier League player, because it's down to funding, it's down to investment, and that isn't there yet. Do I think it should be more than it is? Yes, I do, but I understand. So we need investment in all levels of female football, from the little girls playing in the park on a Saturday to the Lionesses winning trophies. Yeah. It's happening. They are proving it can be done. But as the rest of the world catches up with the level of, you look at Spain, you look at the USA, there's so many incredible international clubs now that if we don't keep the progression in this country, we won't be having the success at that level long term. It starts with girls my daughter's age who are 6 now, in 12 years wanting to play up as an adult. If you don't do it from their age, it'll fizzle out. Yeah. That growth needs to start at the bottom. But seeing the change in such a short space of time already, I can only imagine where it's going to be in 10, 15 years.
I love that. Obviously you mentioned about like the growth and everything. Obviously there's still a lot of work that needs to be done around visibility and support of the women's game, as you've just mentioned. What changes would you personally like to see in the next 5 to 10 years in the women's game?
More visibility within clubs themselves. So you've got a men's team. If they have got a stadium full of fans, promote your women's team. Shout about them. Be proud of them. Show your fans that as a club you value your women's team. Because if you're not willing to shout about your women's team, why is a fan going to go watch them? Yeah. They're not. Like, Norwich have recently got a lot better with this. So how I started on the Canary Trust was there was no announcement at Carrow Road. I was there for the men's game on the Saturday. The women were playing the next day. It's not perfect yet, but it's a lot better than it was. So we'll get a upcoming fixtures email, and it will have the women's on there with the men's. That doesn't cost them anything to add to an email. They're already sending out to their season ticket holders. Yeah. That helps. These little things help. And they also make your women's team feel valued. Yeah. Feel worthy. Feel like part of the club. If you're going to say that they wear the same shirt, give them the same opportunities.
You also, one of your many things that you have done, you co-founded the Norwich City Women's Supporters Club, which I think is absolutely incredible. What actually inspired you to start it, and how has it grown since? I just think it's amazing.
So this was last year. Last year this was launched, and it's actually with my husband. So my husband is a huge Norwich fan, men's and women's. He's got a season ticket for both. And we've noticed, there's at Norwich City, there are so many supporters clubs. There's international supporters clubs, there's armed forces supporters clubs, and they all do incredible things for the fans that are part of them. But there was nothing for the women's fans. And there was nothing to make them feel connected to the main club. So we have some fans that have never been to Carrow Road to watch a men's game. They just go and watch the women. But how do they feel that connection to the club? So that was why we did it. It was, let's build that bridge. We went to the club and we went to the support liaison officer at the club, who is incredible. He's brilliant. And we said, we want to start a women's team only supporters club. And he went, yes, please. Yes. So they actually helped us design our logo, which is here on our flag. He helped in that. They put us on the website under supporters groups. We did every season. We have a fan group march on the pitch at Carrow Road, and we were part of that. It's the first time a women's fan group had been part of anything like that. We partnered with Her Game Too. We're an associate member of the FSA. We did everything so we could put ourselves in a position to bring their voices to the club and to bring their voices further. So that was why we did it and what we wanted to achieve from it. It's grown quite quickly. It's only been a year, so there's still a lot we want to do. But we have a big waiver flag that we give to a little fan at the nest every week, and they get to stand on the pitch as the team walks out and wave the flag. We've done like little competitions and things. It's starting off quite small, but that's what we want, because there's not a huge fan base at the moment. But we wanted everyone to feel like they've got a place, and everyone to feel like, you come to a game, you can come and stand with us. Our flags are on the fencing. We'll shout, we'll sing, we make up songs for the players, and we had them in the match day programme at Carrow Road. We played at Carrow Road last weekend. The women's team did against Luton, and the club actually messaged me and went, do you want a page in the programme? We're doing a digital programme. Do you want to have a page? So we put our contacts in there, and then we put some songs we'd made up for the players. So if kids wanted to learn them, they could. Yeah, it's just about building like a little family and having that group you can go and stand with at a game. If you've never been to a game before and you're nervous, come and stand with us, because we all get on. Yeah. And it's not just men, it's women, it's children, it's whoever, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it was actually my husband who was like, we're going to do this. And I was like, okay, we'll do something else, because that's what we need to do. But it's been brilliant, and it has brought us close to the fans. And he's the one with all the flags and orders everything. And badges, so we could give them out to fans. They've all got a little pin badge on, and yeah, it's brilliant. And I think that's so important, because for male allies, not just to be allies in, oh yeah, I like women's football, but like, act on it.
Yeah,
I think that's where we get it wrong sometimes. A man will go, oh yeah, I'm all right with women's football, but if your mate says something, would you call him out on it?
Yeah.
Would you go, that's out of order? If the answer is no, you're not an ally.
Yeah.
Whereas the people we've got involved in the supporters club, not just my husband, but the other guys that are involved in it, are allies, and they will shout about it, and they are just as proud to have a season ticket for the women's game as they are to go to Carrow Road on a Saturday and watch the men.
Yeah. Love that. It's similar to like player advocates as well. Like, we're very lucky that we've got quite a good group of player advocates at Her Game Too, and obviously they show their support and are the allies in helping out. And I think obviously educating fans is the most important thing in all of our roles, but then also fans educating other fans, which kind of leads me on to my next question, in how important are fans in shaping the future of women's football specifically?
It's quite simple. The level that we're talking about for me personally with Tier 4, without fans there's no football.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting the 20,000 season ticket holders every week packing out a stadium. It's little families turning up on a Sunday afternoon to go to what is not a stadium. It's a ground. It's not a stadium, and paying their money to go and watch a women's game of football. it's fans travelling. So we're quite known at Norwich. We travel. Like, our fans will travel. There is always a Norwich City women's fan at every away game. We do supporter coaches a few times a season now. So we take a coach load of people. We have outnumbered the home team at several games, which is nice for us, but it also shows that we're taking 40 odd fans and we're outnumbering home fans. That's how important fans are. Because if you're getting 80 people along, the money's not coming in. Like, fans are so important. And I know we've had so many comments from the players at Norwich City Women saying how much they appreciate us, how amazing it is to hear their names being shouted from the sidelines, how happy they are when a little girl comes up to them and goes, "Will you sign my shirt?" Like, I remember a few years ago, my daughter got her Norwich shirt for the year. I say one, she normally is at 2 or 3 because I'm a soft touch, I can't say no. And she used to, when she was little, she'd have her name on the back. So it'd be Dottie and a number 3 or a number 4. And she asked for one of the women's players on the back.
Aww.
So we went and we got it done. And she turned up at the Nest on a Sunday and she's like, "Look, I've got your name." And it was just like the look on that player's face was just, that little girl's got my name on her shirt.
Yeah.
And fans have that impact on the players. And they have that impact on the league. And they can also spark change. I was just a football fan. We're all just football fans.
Yeah.
But we decided to take it that step further and advocate for other football fans. So it's so important, especially in women's football, for the fans to respect the players, the game, but also the other way around. Clubs need to respect their fans and listen to them, because we can help. You know, if we're saying, "Oh, this would be really good, this might get more fans here," listen.
Yeah.
Because we're still learning in women's football. We're still learning what works and what doesn't. The more people contributing to that, the better.
Yeah, 100%. It's like you said, like, fans are so important, and obviously that was so special with your daughter having the player's shirt. Like, that just makes me think of like the Lionesses, when a load of fans have got like Ella Toon or Alessia Russo on the back. Like, you didn't see that years ago, and now it's just so beautiful to see that.
My husband's got a women's team player on the back of his shirt as well. He's got the goalkeeper. He's not got the men's goalkeeper. He's got the on the back.
I
it's
love
just
that.
You know, it's we love Norwich City. Like, we are season holders for men's games and we love it. But if there's a conflict and the men and women are playing, we go to the women's game.
Yeah.
Because will I be missed in a sea of 27,000 other people for one game? No. Will I be missed if I miss a game where there's only 300-400? Probably.
Yeah.
Like, it's that difference, that impact it makes. And yes, I lose money that way, because obviously a men's ticket compared to a women's ticket is vastly different.
Yeah.
But it's about showing up and showing your support. And that's all you need to do as a women's fan. Is just be there and cheer them on, and it will grow and it will come. But you just got to turn up and just give it a go, because some people will go, "Oh, I don't like women's football." Have you been to a game? No. How do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know? Just go along, give it a go, try. Because it's good football. Like, a lot of the time I'm more entertained watching the women's team than I am watching the men's. It's not, so it's difficult. But yeah, it's improving, but there's still so much work to do. But I think people expect too much too soon, and on the other hand, like, they go, "Lionesses have won. There we go. Everything's fine." It's not.
Yeah.
No.
That doesn't fix what's down here.
No.
That is incredible, and it's aspirational, and it's inspirational to all these little girls. But if they then can't access it down here,
Yeah.
point
You're part of the Football Supporters Association Women's Network. What kind of work does that network do, and why does that matter?
So a lot of people will know about the FSA.
Yeah.
You know, it's Football Sports Association. They are the voice of the fans. And they have different groups. So they'll have the Premier League group, they'll have EFL group, they'll have the sustainability group. I'm on the women's network. So I represent not just Norwich, because it's never about clubs. It's about leagues. So the FA Women's National League is what I represent when I'm on their meetings. We have network meetings where we'll discuss anything from ticket pricing to fixture clashes to anything that is affecting fans at our level of football. And then we'll have structured dialogue meetings with the FA at Wembley, and we'll go along and we'll put these to the people that make the decisions and go, this is what fans are saying, this is what fans think. It is hugely important. They don't just do football at this level, they'll do it international as well. So they have representatives from international levels. And Debs, who heads up the women's network, is incredible, and she's tenacious, and she is, even though she's probably younger than me, she's everything I want to be when I grow up, because she's just amazing. So I've been at a few, 3 meetings now at Wembley, where we've sat and we've put things to the FA and gone, this is what fans are saying, this is what we like, this is what we don't. And they don't have to listen. They don't. They're the FA.
Yeah.
Sometimes things change, and change happens. So almost 2 years ago now, I sat in the room at Wembley. It wasn't just me, there was a few representatives from the National League there. And we said, information is lacking in tiers 3 and 4. As a fan, it's really difficult to find out where our games are being played, who we're we know who we're playing against, but we don't play at the main stadium. So where's the game?
Yeah.
Is there food available? What are the ticket prices? It was so difficult. And the idea sprung then that we'd have a supporters guide, an in-depth supporters guide that was contributed by the fans, by the supporters clubs of these teams, and it was made into a document. And it was made for every club in tiers 3 and tiers 4, which is 2 leagues for tier 3 and 4 for tier 4. There's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It took a long time to get it done. Debs did incredible work. And it was published, and it was, fans were coming and going, oh, well, now I know how much a ticket is there. Now I know what food I can get when I'm there. Is there food available? Because some places don't do food because they're that small. And it was actually a surprise for some of us from the network when we opened it, and we'd been made into cartoons.
All of that.
We were in it. So on the Norwich City Women's page, there's a cartoon version of me and my husband in our Norwich. And it was just it was so lovely to be included in it. Not just me, that's hundreds of people putting this work in. And that's the difference that the FSA makes. And that is the difference the Women's Network makes at every level, from WSL all the way down. And it's an incredible thing to be part of, because the knowledge and the experience of some of the people on the network, I learned so much from them. And I just hope that I can give something.
Yeah.
I just hope that I can help make a change. And things like that supporters guide, there was hundreds of people involved in it, but I was part of that. Yeah. I know that I was part of that wider group to get that made, and that helped fans, and that's what we're here for.
Looking back at everything you've done so far, what is your proudest moment of your footballing journey so far?
Oh, I don't know. That's really difficult. That's really hard, actually. I think it's different on a personal level. Watching my girls play football, proudest moment.
Yeah,
because especially watching my youngest play, in the respect that I'm her coach, and she actually started football when she was 2. I've got a photo of her first little mini kickers session. She was 2 years old, and she went up to the Community Sports Foundation in a little Norwich kit, and she kicked a ball around the field for an hour with the coaches there. She did 2 years there. She's now done 2 years at Cossey with me, and she's just got into Norwich City Girls Development as well. So she's now doing that as well as training with me. And watching her just fall in love with football, and watching my older daughter, Emily, who's 13, who was severely ill as a child. So she had a lung removed and a kidney removed before the age of 3. And they told her that she wouldn't be able to do this, she wouldn't be able to do that. And she plays football. She runs, she does karate. She is Little Miss. I will do everything they told me I couldn't do. Which is great, because it means she's strong-willed. Watching them love football makes me proud. Yeah. On a professional level, there's a few. So getting my UEFA coaching badge because I qualified over the summer and that was a lot of work, and I doubted myself a lot when it came to my coaching, especially because I'm coaching very young children.
Yeah.
And it's very different from coaching at the UAFC level. So I had to kind of adapt a lot of my coaching from what we were learning down to the level of ability of my children. Obviously, getting promoted to co-vice chair of the Canaries Trust is huge because it's new.
Yeah.
It's something that they haven't done before and had someone there from the women's game. And yeah, just having a fan email me who he's a disabled fan, and he'd struggled the first week at the Nest, the first time he'd come. And I went to the club and I said, this is what this fan's saying, can we do this, this and this? And the next week he came and everything was fine. And he emailed me and he said, I'd given up on football. I don't go to the men's games anymore. I came to the women's game, I thought it was going to be exactly the same and I would just not be able to access it. And in 1 week, he changed everything. And now I can come to football. That for me,
I love that.
Done. Like,
Yeah.
take the time to email me and go, I'm really grateful. Thank you. Was why we do what we do and why we give our time and why we deal with idiots online and why we advocate for people that can't advocate for themselves. And that for me made me proud as a person, not as a professional, not as a mum, but as a person, that I'd impacted someone and brought them back into football.
I love that. It's made my eyes fill up, honestly. It's so wholesome.
Yeah. What aspirations do you have for supporting the next generation of female fans through all your various roles?
I want to survive. No. I want it to be normal.
Yeah.
I don't want it to have to be fought for. It might not be in my lifetime, but if we can teach the next generation to take up space, like I said earlier, to use their voice, to not back down, to fight for what they are entitled to, basically entitled to. Football is not owned by anyone. Football is for everyone. I don't care if you're female, male, trans. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're not from this country. I don't care if you are from this country. I don't care. It's football. You are entitled to have an opinion. You might be wrong. I'm not going to agree with everyone when it comes to football, but you're entitled to your opinion. As long as it's not offensive, sexist, racist, homophobic, you are entitled to go outside and kick a ball around without the risk of being condescended to, insulted, made to feel less than. No. Football's supposed to be this incredible platform to bring people together, but it's also so diversive. It can cause so many rifts in people. And yes, we all have rivalries in football. We see it in the Her Game 2 chat when two teams are playing against each other. And we can have banter and we can have that little bit of a, oh, no. But we still love each other. We still support each other. We still back each other as people. Because football's not life or death. Football should be a place where families, where friends, where everyone can come together and where anyone can play. So this isn't just a Her Game 2 thing. This is I want football to be a safe place for everybody and a happy thing for everybody who likes football. You don't even have to like football. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's what I always say with people who go, I don't like women's football. Fine. That's fine. I don't like cricket. I don't go on Twitter and go, I don't like cricket. I don't. People who like cricket, and I go like something I like. So you don't have to like it, but if you want to be involved in it and you want to play, you want to watch, you should be able to without fear. That was a little rant, sorry.
Oh, don't worry. We love a rant on this podcast. We love a rant.
Yeah.
I do have a question as well, but I'm going to put two things in this one question. So if you were to give a female, older, younger, any piece of advice, whether they want to get involved watching football, playing football, or even just going to the games, what would it be? And also, what advice would you give to your younger self as well?
Okay, so advice to someone else: if you want to go to football and you want to watch football and you're scared, contact Her Game too. There is an ambassador and advocate pretty much everywhere. We're everywhere. And if we're not everywhere, we'll probably come and find you and take you anyway.
Yeah.
We will make you feel safe. That is what we're there for. If you are a young girl and you want to play football, look locally. There are so many grassroots clubs now with girls' teams. And if your school don't offer it, tell them off. I don't care if you're 6. You go up to your teacher and go, why can't I play football? Because that was the Lioness's legacy, that every girl would have access to football in school. So if it's not being done by your school, go and tell them. Because you are allowed to use your voice, whatever age you are. Obviously, be respectful. All children should be respectful, but you have the right to ask for what you're entitled to, and you're entitled to play football. So, for the people, younger me, I would probably say you're not going to like Manchester United when you're older, because there's a way of falling in love with your local team, and it's not always going to be pleasant. I mean, I've now been in Norwich longer than I ever lived up north, and I'm a big believer in. I fell out of love with football at probably 12 years old, and didn't get back into it until I was 33. So in those 20 years, I'd moved to Norwich, fallen in love with Norwich, and had my children in Norwich. And when it came to falling back in love with football, I was like, local team. I want to be there for my local team. And also, it gets better. Like, it will get better. It won't be perfect. And you're going to have to deal with a lot of rubbish, loving football, as a fan and as an advocate, because you support Norwich and it's never that nice. But you're going to watch football through your kids' eyes and see it in a completely different way. And that makes my 8-year-old self really happy. Because I might not have had those opportunities. And yes, I wish I would have had those opportunities. My life might have been very different if I had. Yeah. But I get to now watch it as a mum. And that's incredible. Yeah. I get to watch my daughter smile when she learns a new skill. I get to watch her cry when something goes wrong, but be able to tell her that it's okay, you're playing. Yeah. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's okay. So yeah, I think I just tell my younger self just to keep going. And probably don't fall out of love with football for quite so long, because I would have got a lot more done if I would have come back a few years ago. I'd be a lot further along than I want to be right now.
I'm hoping this is the final question now, and I'm hoping the answer is have a rest and have a little bit of sleep, because finally, what is next for you? I know you do a lot of stuff already, but is there anything you can give a little bit of a sneak preview to? Any projects coming up? Anything you want to mention at all? But I'm hoping the first answer is have a little bit of rest to yourself, time for yourself.
World domination.
Yes.
Love
it.
I mean, I'm happy how I am. Like, I have a very good life. It's not perfect, but I have my children, I have my husband, I have the advocacy work, I have my coaching. The only thing I want to add is I want to start a pan-disability football thing, but that might take me a few months. And then I might have to find some time to slot it in. I just want to enjoy it. Now I've done a lot of hard work to get where I am. And it's not been easy, and people haven't just handed me opportunities and go, here you go. Like, I've had to work really hard for the status that I've got now, and I am very privileged to be in the position that I am. I am very lucky to be in, and I do not take it for granted. And I don't think that, because I've got these titles or whatever, that I'm better than any other fan. I'm not. I've just been given a platform to use. So I'm just going to keep using it, and I'm going to train up some people who are younger, so that when I do need a rest, I can make someone else do all of it. Someone else can go and do the media days and the filming, and train up the next generation. I have 2 girls who come and assist me coaching my girls' team. So one of them is 16 and one of them is 15. And my whole plan was I will have them coaching with me for 2 years. The club that I coach for will then put them through their coaching badge, and then they will take on another girls' team. And then I'll take on 2 more and train them up. And then they'll take on some girls' teams. So we've always got female coaches, and we've always got female coaches for female teams. So that there's always that kind of next pathway, because I think it's great I get to coach my team now, but that's just one team. Like, what's next? So for me, that's keep the younger ones coming through and inspire them to then do what I do, so I can have a break and they
Oh no, that's incredible. One thing I didn't mention as well is I do have a massive soft spot for Norwich. One being, I don't know if you can tell, but my favourite colour is yellow. And number 2 is a certain Mr. Grant Hull, because he was my favourite ever Rochdale player. And honestly, he was one of them players where I used to go all the time with my dad, like from being really little. But do you know when you just have them few years where you really get passionate about football, you go home and away? Grant Hull was my reason for that. So I've always said he's my favourite ever player. So that's why my soft spot.
He announced this week that he's come back to coaching at Norwich, the under-14s.
Stop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like, it's amazing that you said that. Like, so my daughter Emily, she's 13, and her favourite player is Jack Stacey.
Yeah.
She loves him, like she adores him, and she goes to a group called Realising Potential, which the Community Sports Foundation runs. And because she's got additional needs and she's got medical history and things, every Tuesday she goes up there. They play football. They do some like work on mental health and things like that. It's an incredible session. She came home about 1.5 to 2 years ago and went, "Oh, me and Jack played football tonight." I was like, "Oh, awesome, that's nice." The next Tuesday, "Oh, me and Jack played table tennis." I was like, "Oh, that's great." Third week comes, I was like, "Emily, who is Jack?" She's like, "Oh, Jack Stacey." I'm like, "What do you mean, Jack Stacey?" She's like, "Yeah, he hangs out with us every Tuesday." I went, "No." So the 4th week, I get a selfie of her and Jack Stacey.
I love that.
And I'm like, they've got a secret handshake. They've got, so she then got invited to Colney Training Centre to do a wish day.
Yeah.
Jack came over with a big bag, a signed training shirt and a signed match ball and a backpack and all this stuff. He's like, "Oh, Emily, I'll take you on a tour." Took her on a tour of Colney Training Centre. I stood there going, it gets better. So the Community Sports Foundation were then up for Community Club of the Year last year for the EFL. And they asked me if I wanted to go, because I'm a volunteer there as well. That's not on my list. I volunteer there. And I was like, "Yeah, brilliant." They rang me up the next day and went, "Would Emily like to come?" And I was like, "Well, I'm sure she would, because it's at the Houses of Parliament and it's quite fancy." They went, "Oh, because Jack's up for an award."
Oh.
Jack's getting the Community Hero Award. And so we went to London with some of the representatives from the Community Sports Foundation and Jack Stacey. And then Jack Stacey getting an award, and it's a picture of him and my daughter holding his award because we got to go along to the awards with him. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, I don't think she understood the gravity of that. You are 13 years old, you are at the Houses of Parliament with Jack Stacey, watching him get his award, and he's just passing it over to you to take photos with. Like,
oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That goes to show the impact of one football player can do so much. And he'd never publicised he was volunteering. He always said no to media. He didn't want it publicised. "Oh, Jack Stacey volunteers here." He did agree to media in the end after he won his award and stuff. And yeah, she's still like, "Jack Stacey's my best friend. We got secret handshake and all sorts." And I'm like, she just runs up to him, high fives him when I see him, and I'm like, "You don't like." I don't think she understands that. Like, that's a football player. Like, that's Jack Stacey. I'm amazed. So yeah, like your story about you idolising a specific player, that is her with Jack Stacey, but he actually like reciprocates it all. And it's really weird. I've got a photo of me. It was me, Jack Stacey, and Emily at the awards, and they posted it online. And my husband went, "It looks like a family portrait." So I was like, well, yeah, it's replacing it. So my husband printed it out, I framed it, and put it on our mantelpiece. So it actually looks like a family portrait of me, my daughter, and Jack Stacey.
That's brilliant. That's class, that. I love that.
I love it.
A funny story about a 13-year-old who's in love with a footballer.
Oh, honestly, that little friendship though that they've built, that's so wholesome, honestly. But do you know what? I really need to. I'm gonna try somehow to go and watch a Norwich game now. I know Grant Hall is back because honestly, he is the guy that made me fall in love properly with football, 100%. Apart from Desmond the Dragon as well. I will admit, when I was 3 years old and went to Rochdale, it was for a pie and to wave at Desmond the Dragon. But he was my first love.
Come to Norwich, come see me. We'll go to a game.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down for treaty coming.
Yeah, 100%. I'm there. 100%.
I'm in Lancashire in December as well. So I am up in Lancashire in December.
Oh.
So
I'm gonna meet Desmond the Dragon.
Highlight my trip. I'm going to my brother's wedding, but that might top it.
Yeah, meeting Desmond. Don't be robbing him, though. He's mine. I'm joking. I'm single. I'm joking. Well, this has gone AWOL now because of me. I apologise. But Nicol, thank you so much, honestly, for giving up your time. Like, you've got such a busy schedule. You do so much. So it's been absolutely incredible getting you on here and all the amazing things you obviously do for women's football with Her Game too as well, which we are in partnership with and we're all part of. But if anybody does want to follow your journey, where can they find some of your amazing work? Whether it's on the socials, you don't have to give out your personal ones, don't worry. But absolutely anywhere people can find you.
Yeah, so obviously we have my social is Nicol Nicholls on everything, on Twitter, on Instagram and everything. You can follow me, that's fine. Send me a message, all good. The Supporters Club have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and X and LinkedIn. So we're just NCWSC or Norwich City Women's Supporters Club. Obviously, the Canaries Trust has social media and our website. If anyone is in Norfolk and needs anything, is worried about anything, just pop me a message. If I can't help, I probably know someone that can. And I'm always open to helping when I'm available, which is not very often.
Thank you as well so much for coming on. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on here and just hearing about all the amazing work that you're doing as well. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome. Yeah. Always. And Drita, thank you so much for being an amazing co-host as well. Where can everybody find you and all of your amazing work?
Thank you for having me. This episode has been incredible. I've enjoyed it massively. So thank you again. You can find my personal Twitter at Drita_HGT. And then you can find my Her Game 2 stuff at HGT_BCFC. And that's on Twitter and Instagram.
And if anybody does want to find me, I promise I'm not going stalking Desmond the Dragon. I'll hold my hands up now, I promise. That just went west, Sam. I promise. Desmond's not going to be at the next Dale game, is he now? But you can, I know, you can find me. I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. And also my Rochdale Her Game 2 work is Rochdale HGT on all of those socials. And of course, the main ones. We are the Absolute Football Podcast, and we did win Best New Content Creator at the Football Content Awards. I say it every single podcast, but we are milking it until November. We are Best New Content Creator until November. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. TikTok, Absolute Football Pod. Instagram, Absolute Football Podcast _. Blue Sky, Absolute Football. And on Facebook, we have the Absolute Football Podcast. We have 4 live shows a week, all at 8:30. On a Monday, we are Absolutely Non-League, and that is hosted by me in collaboration with NL Fulltime as well. We cover National League North, National League South. On a Tuesday, Sam and the team cover all things Premier League and European football. On a Wednesday, we have Freya and Team Chaos who cover WSL and WSL2. And of course, on a Thursday, I'm back again. It is absolutely lower league, and we do cover the EFL Championship, League One and League Two. You can become a YouTube member as well. You do have a little special perk deal where you get emojis if you type certain words in. You have access as well to members only videos where you can meet the team. Sammy's working hard at them. But I just wanted to say again, thank you to each and every person that has supported our Women in Football series. There's been a lot of really, really good feedback about it and everyone enjoying it. There's been some incredible women in football involved as well. Thank you for supporting. Hope you all have a lovely week. Bye, everyone.